Good morning. Take a breath, a real deep breath. Fill your lungs completely. Hold it for just a moment. Now release it slowly, letting everything from yesterday go with it. The worries, the doubts, the disappointments. Let them all go, because this is a new day, a fresh start, a blank canvas waiting for you to paint your reality upon it. And today, right now, in this very moment, you're going to set the tone for everything that's coming. You're going to align yourself with abundance, with wealth, with success, not as distant possibilities, not as things you hope for someday, but as realities that are already making their way to you, already seeking you out, already on their way. Here's what I need you to understand this morning. Abundance is not something you have to chase. Wealth is not something you have to fight for. Success is not something you have to prove you're worthy of. These things are your natural state. They are the universe's natural state. Everything in existence is abundant. Look at nature. Billions of stars, trillions of grains of sand, infinite drops of water in the ocean. Abundance is the way of things. Scarcity is the illusion. And you are not separate from nature. You are not separate from the universe. You are an expression of it, which means abundance is your birthright. It's already yours. It's already flowing. The only question is, are you open to receive it? Are you aligned with it? Are you letting it in? That's what we're doing this morning. We're opening you up. We're aligning you. We're removing the blocks that have been keeping abundance at bay. And we're setting an intention so powerful, so clear, so vibrationally strong that the universe has no choice but to respond. So settle in, get comfortable, and for the next 20 minutes, give yourself this gift, this practice, this alignment. Because what you do in the morning sets the frequency for your entire day, and what you do consistently every morning shapes your entire life. Let's start with the fundamental truth. Your outer world is a perfect reflection of your inner world, always, without exception. If you want to know what's going on inside of you, look at what's showing up around you. If you're experiencing scarcity, there's a belief in scarcity somewhere inside. If you're experiencing struggle, there's a belief that life has to be hard. If you're experiencing lack, there's a feeling of lack within you. But here's the beautiful thing. If your outer world reflects your inner world, then by changing your inner world, you change your outer world. It's not the other way around. You don't wait for money to show up before you feel abundant. You feel abundant first, and then money shows up. You don't wait for success to arrive before you feel successful. You feel successful first, and then success arrives. This is the law. This is how it works. And this morning, you're going to practice feeling abundant before you see the evidence. You're going to practice feeling wealthy before your bank account reflects it. You're going to practice feeling successful before the achievements are visible. Why? Because feeling is the secret. Feeling is what creates. Feeling is the language your subconscious mind understands. And your subconscious mind is the creative force within you. It's connected to infinite intelligence. It's always working, always creating, always manifesting. And it manifests whatever you consistently feel. So right now, I want you to ask yourself, what have I been feeling consistently? When I think about money, what do I feel? When I think about my career, what do I feel? When I think about my future, what do I feel? If you've been feeling worried, anxious, frustrated, or lacking, then that's what you've been creating more of. Not because you're doing something wrong, not because you're broken, but because you didn't understand the law. You didn't know that your feelings are creative, that your emotional state is a magnet, that what you feel consistently becomes what you experience repeatedly. But now you know. And knowing means you can change it. You can choose differently. You can feel differently. Starting right now, starting this morning. Take another deep breath. As you inhale, I want you to imagine breathing in abundance, breathing in prosperity, breathing in success. Imagine it as golden light entering your lungs, filling your body, energizing every cell. And as you exhale, release any feeling of lack, any worry about money, any anxiety about your future. Just let it go with the breath. Do that a few more times. Breathe in abundance, breathe out lack, breathe in wealth, breathe out worry, breathe in success, breathe out doubt. Good. Now, I want you to make a decision this morning, a conscious, deliberate decision. Decide right now that you are abundant, not becoming abundant, not working toward abundance. You are abundant right now, in this moment. Regardless of what your bank account says, regardless of what your current circumstances look like, you are abundant because abundance is what you are made of. Abundance is your nature. Say it with me. I am abundant. I am wealthy. I am successful. Success flows to me easily. Money comes to me from expected and unexpected sources. Opportunities seek me out. I am a magnet for prosperity. Don't just say the words. Feel them. Let them resonate in your body. Let them become more real than any thought that contradicts them. Because here's what I know for certain. What you declare with feeling becomes your reality. Not instantly, not magically, but inevitably, consistently, powerfully. Your declaration sets things in motion. It sends a signal out into the universe. It activates the law of attraction. It tells your subconscious mind what to create. It aligns your energy with the frequency of what you're declaring, and the universe responds. Not maybe, not sometimes, always. The universe is responding to your vibration every single moment. And your vibration is determined by what you're feeling, what you're believing, what you're declaring as true for yourself. So if you've been declaring lack, even unconsciously, even through worry and anxiety, the universe has been saying, okay, you want more lack? Here's more lack. Not as punishment, as reflection, as response, as perfect mirroring of your inner state. But this morning, you're changing that. You're declaring something different. You're sending out a different signal. You're vibrating at a different frequency. The frequency of abundance, the frequency of wealth, the frequency of success. And from this frequency, everything changes. Opportunities that were invisible become visible. People who can help you suddenly appear. Ideas that can transform your financial situation suddenly come through. Doors that were closed suddenly open. Money that was stuck suddenly flows. Not because you got lucky, not because you finally deserved it, but because you aligned yourself with the natural flow of abundance that's always been there, always been available, always been waiting for you to tune into it. Think of it like a radio. There are countless stations broadcasting right now. Music, news, talk shows, they're all broadcasting simultaneously, but you only hear the station you're tuned to. You only receive the frequency you're aligned with. Abundance is broadcasting. Wealth is broadcasting. Success is broadcasting. It's all available right now. But if you're tuned to the frequency of lack, worry, and struggle, that's what you're receiving. That's what's playing in your life. So this morning, we're changing the station. We're tuning to a different frequency. And we're going to stay tuned to this frequency all day long. Every time you notice yourself slipping back into worry, you're going to consciously tune back to abundance. Every time you catch yourself thinking lack thoughts, you're going to consciously choose abundant thoughts. This is the practice. This is the work. And it's simple, but it requires consistency. It requires awareness. It requires you to be vigilant about what you are allowing to play in your mind. Now, let's talk about wealth. Real wealth. Not just money in the bank, though that's part of it. Real wealth is a state of being. It's feeling rich in every area of your life. It's recognizing that you already have so much. It's living in gratitude for what's present while you're creating what's next. Look around right now. What do you have that many people don't? A roof over your head, clean water, food in your kitchen, the ability to see, to hear, to move. These are riches. These are forms of wealth. And when you acknowledge them, when you feel grateful for them, you're vibrating at the frequency of wealth. Gratitude is the fastest way to shift your frequency. It's impossible to feel lack and gratitude at the same time. They can't coexist. So when you're feeling poor, when you're feeling like you don't have enough, the quickest shift is to find something, anything, to be grateful for. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this body. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity to align with abundance. Thank you for the money that's already in my life. Thank you for the success I've already experienced. Thank you for all the abundance that's on its way to me right now. Feel that gratitude. Let it fill your chest. Let it warm your heart. Let it become your dominant emotion. Because when gratitude is your dominant emotion, abundance becomes your dominant experience. Here's another key. You have to stop viewing money as scarce. You have to stop treating it like it's hard to come by. You have to stop believing that you have to work yourself to death to earn it. These are all limiting beliefs, and limiting beliefs create limited results. Money is energy. It's a tool. It's a means of exchange, and it's abundant. There's plenty of it. More money is created every single day. It's circulating, it's flowing, it's moving. And it can flow to you just as easily as it flows to anyone else. But you have to see yourself as someone who money flows to. You have to believe you're worthy of receiving it. You have to trust that the universe wants you to have it, not because you're special, but because you're part of the whole. And the whole is abundant, therefore you are abundant. Release any guilt about wanting money. Release any belief that spiritual people shouldn't care about money. Release any idea that there's something wrong with desiring wealth. Money is neutral. It's what you do with it that matters, and you can do tremendous good with money. You can support your family. You can give to causes you believe in. You can create freedom for yourself to pursue your purpose. You can live a life of ease and joy and contribution. Money is a tool that allows you to live the life you're meant to live. And you're meant to live abundantly. You're meant to thrive. You're meant to prosper. This is not selfish. This is alignment with Source. Source is abundant. God is abundant. The universe is abundant. And you are an extension of that abundance. Now, let's talk about success. What is success to you? Really sit with that for a moment. What does success look like in your life? What does it feel like? Is it a certain career achievement? A certain level of income? A certain lifestyle? A certain impact you make in the world? Get clear on what success means to you. Because you can't hit a target you haven't defined. You can't create what you haven't imagined. And your version of success might be completely different from someone else's. That's perfect. There's no right or wrong. There's only what's true for you. Once you're clear on what success looks like, feel into it. Imagine you've already achieved it. Imagine you're already living that successful life. How does it feel? What are you doing differently? How are you showing up? What kind of person are you? This version of you, the successful you, already exists. They exist in your imagination right now. And imagination is not fantasy. Imagination is the preview of what's possible. Imagination is where everything begins. So when you imagine your successful self, you're not making something up. You're tuning into a reality that already exists in potential. And by feeling it, by embodying it, by living as if it's already true, you're collapsing that potential into physical reality. This is quantum physics. This is spiritual law. This is how creation works. You don't create something from nothing. You create by aligning with the reality that already exists in the field of infinite possibilities. And you align through your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your actions. So this morning, embody your successful self. Feel how they feel. Think how they think. See the world through their eyes. They're not worried about money. They're not stressed about the future. They're not doubting themselves. They're confident. They're certain. They're grateful. They're excited. They're taking inspired action. They're trusting the process. Be them right now. Not someday when you achieve the external markers of success. Right now. Because you become successful before success shows up. You become wealthy before wealth shows up. You become abundant before abundance shows up. This is the secret. This is what changes everything. You don't wait for your circumstances to change before you change. You change, and then your circumstances change to match. And here's what's beautiful. When you start your day like this, when you spend the first 20 minutes aligning with abundance, wealth, and success, you carry that frequency with you all day long. You make better decisions. You take different actions. You attract different opportunities. You show up differently, and people respond to you differently. You become magnetic. You become a match for what you desire. And the universe, which is always responding to your vibration, brings you more experiences that match this new frequency. But you have to be consistent. One morning of this isn't enough. 1 week isn't enough. This needs to become your daily practice, your non-negotiable, your morning ritual that sets the tone for everything else. Because here's the truth. You're either consciously creating your day or you're unconsciously repeating your past. Most people wake up and immediately check their phone. They scroll through news and social media. They let the external world dictate their internal state. And then they wonder why their days feel the same, why their lives aren't changing. But you're doing something different. You're taking control of your consciousness. You're deciding what to focus on. You're choosing what to feel. You're setting your frequency before the world has a chance to knock you off it. This is power. This is mastery. This is how you create the life you want instead of just reacting to the life that's happening to you. So let's seal this in. Let's make this real. Right now, place your hand on your heart. Feel it beating. That's life force. That's source energy. That's the same power that creates worlds flowing through you right now. And say this with me out loud if you can, silently if you must. I am abundant. Abundance flows to me easily and effortlessly. I am wealthy. Wealth is my natural state. I am successful. Success seeks me out. Money comes to me from multiple sources. Opportunities appear before me constantly. I am aligned with the infinite prosperity of the universe. I am a magnet for all good things. Everything I need comes to me at the perfect time. I trust the process. I trust myself. I trust the universe. And I know with absolute certainty that abundance, wealth, and success are not just coming, they're already here. They're already mine. They're already real. Feel that. Feel the truth of it. Let it settle into your bones. Let it become your new baseline. Let it be the foundation you build your day upon. And as you move through your day, remember this feeling. Return to it. When doubt creeps in, return to this feeling. When worry tries to take over, return to this feeling. When you see something that triggers a scarcity mindset, return to this feeling. This is your anchor. This is your truth. This is your frequency. And the more you return to it, the more it becomes your automatic setting. The more it becomes who you are. Abundance, wealth, and success are not just coming to you. They're flowing through you. They're expressing as you. You are the abundance you seek. You are the wealth you desire. You are the success you're creating. Now go out into this day and live from that truth. Make decisions from that truth. Take actions from that truth. And watch with wonder and gratitude as your external world transforms to match your internal reality. This is your day. This is your life. This is your abundance. Receive it. Live it. Be it. Good morning, and welcome to your abundant, wealthy, successful life. It's already here. Take a deep breath right now. A real one. Fill your lungs completely. Hold it for just a moment, and then let it go. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel your jaw soften. Feel yourself arriving here in this moment, in this space of possibility. You know what? You've been working so hard. You've been pushing, striving, forcing, trying to make things happen through sheer willpower. And I understand why. We've been taught that's how life works. We've been conditioned to believe that if we just try hard enough, control enough variables, plan enough steps, we can force our desires into existence. But what if I told you that's exactly backwards? What if the very effort you're making, the very struggle you're engaged in, is actually the thing that's blocking what you want from coming to you? This is one of the most profound truths I've learned in all my years of studying consciousness and spirituality. The universe is not responding to your effort. The universe is responding to your state of being. And when you're in a state of struggle, strain, and stress, you're actually pushing away the very things you're trying to attract. Let me explain this in a way that might change everything for you. The universe, God, source, infinite intelligence, whatever name resonates with you is not some distant force you have to convince or persuade. The universe is you. You are not separate from it. You are an extension of it, an expression of it, a unique, individualized manifestation of the same creative power that brings everything into existence. And this creative power doesn't work through force. It works through flow. It doesn't manifest through tension. It manifests through allowing. It doesn't create through struggle. It creates through ease. Think about nature for a moment. Does the flower struggle to bloom? Does it wake up every morning anxious about whether it's going to open its petals? Does it worry that maybe it's not good enough, not ready enough, not worthy enough to blossom? No. The flower simply relaxes into its nature. It allows the intelligence within it to unfold. It trusts the process. And in that trust, in that relaxation, in that allowing, it blooms effortlessly. You are the same. You have that same intelligence within you, that same creative power, that same natural ability to manifest, to create, to bring forth what you desire. But you've been blocking it with your efforting, with your trying, with your need to control how and when and through whom it all happens. So today, right now, I want to invite you into a completely different way of being. A way that might feel strange at first because it goes against everything you've been taught. I want to invite you to relax, to let go, to trust, to allow the universe to manifest for you instead of you trying to manifest against the universe. This isn't about giving up. This isn't about being passive or lazy or checked out. This is about understanding the difference between inspired action and desperate action, between moving from a place of trust versus moving from a place of fear. between allowing the current to carry you versus exhausting yourself swimming upstream. Here's what I know for certain after decades of teaching and practicing this. When you relax into the truth of who you are, when you let go of the need to control and instead align yourself with the natural flow of the universe, miracles happen, doors open, opportunities appear, people show up, circumstances arrange themselves, and it all feels effortless. Not because you stopped caring, but because you stopped interfering. Most people are working against themselves without even realizing it. They say they want abundance, but they're thinking thoughts of lack. They say they want love, but they're feeling unworthy. They say they want success, but they're identified with their failures. And then they wonder why their desires aren't manifesting. They think they need to try harder, work longer, push more. But the problem isn't insufficient effort. The problem is misalignment. You're trying to create from your ego instead of allowing creation to flow through your higher self. You're trying to force outcomes instead of surrendering to the intelligence that already knows the perfect path. Let me share something with you. Years ago, I learned a principle that revolutionized my entire approach to life. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Not what you say you are, not what you pretend to be, what you actually are in your core state of being. So if you want abundance, but you're constantly in a state of worry about money, you're not going to attract abundance. You're going to attract more situations that make you worry about money. If you want love, but you're constantly feeling lonely and incomplete, you're not going to attract a fulfilling relationship. You're going to attract situations that reinforce your loneliness. This is why relaxing is so crucial. This is why letting go is the key. Because when you relax, when you release the grip of fear and control, you naturally return to your true state. And your true state, the real you beneath all the conditioning and fear and limiting beliefs, is abundant, loved, whole, complete, and connected to infinite creative power. Think about it. When are you most creative? When are your best ideas most likely to come? Is it when you're stressed out, forcing yourself to think of something? Or is it when you're relaxed, maybe in the shower or on a walk or just before sleep? It's always when you're relaxed, always when you're not trying, always when you let go and allow. That's because creativity flows through relaxation, not tension. Inspiration comes through openness, not control. Manifestation happens through alignment, not effort. So how do you actually do this? How do you relax and let the universe manifest for you? Let me give you some practical understanding. First, you have to recognize where you're holding tension. Where are you gripping? Where are you trying to force? Where are you attached to specific outcomes and specific timelines? Just become aware of it. Notice it. You can't change what you're not aware of. Maybe you're holding tension around money. You're constantly checking your bank account, worrying about bills, stressing about how you're going to make ends meet. That tension, that grip, that fear, it's blocking the flow. Money is energy, and energy can't flow through tension. It can only flow through openness. Or maybe you're holding tension around a relationship. You're obsessing over someone, constantly checking your phone, trying to control how they feel about you, desperate for them to choose you. That desperation, that need, that attachment, it's actually pushing away what you want, because desperation is not attractive. Wholeness is attractive. Completeness is attractive. Self-sufficiency is attractive. Or maybe you're holding tension around your career, your health, your purpose. Whatever it is, wherever you're gripping, that's where you need to practice relaxation. That's where you need to let go. That's where you need to trust. And here's how you begin. You acknowledge what you desire, you get clear on what you want, but then, and this is crucial, you release your attachment to how it shows up, when it shows up, and through whom it shows up. You say to the universe, this or something better. This or whatever is for my highest good. This in the perfect way at the perfect time. That's surrender. That's trust. That's allowing the universe to work its magic without you micromanaging every detail. Then you focus on your state of being. Instead of obsessing over the outcome, you cultivate the feeling of already having what you desire. Not as a technique, not as manipulation, but as a genuine shift in your consciousness. If you desire abundance, you practice feeling abundant right now. You notice all the abundance that already surrounds you, the air you breathe, the water you drink, the ideas in your mind, the love in your heart. You train yourself to see abundance everywhere, to feel abundant regardless of your bank account, to be abundant as a state of being. If you desire love, You practice feeling loved right now. You give love to yourself. You appreciate yourself. You treat yourself with kindness and respect. You fill your own cup so full that you overflow with love, and then you share it freely without needing anything back. That's when love finds you, not when you're desperately seeking it, when you've already become it. If you desire success, you practice feeling successful right now. You celebrate your small wins. You acknowledge how far you've come. You carry yourself with the confidence and grace of someone who's already accomplished great things. And from that state, success has no choice but to manifest in your external reality. This is what it means to relax and let the universe manifest for you. It's not about doing nothing, it's about being something. Being the energy of what you want to attract, being the vibration of what you want to experience, being so aligned with your desire that it has to show up because you've become a perfect match for it. And here's what's beautiful. When you approach life this way, everything becomes easier. Not necessarily easy, but easier. Things flow more naturally. Obstacles seem to dissolve. The right people show up at the right time. Resources appear when you need them. Guidance comes through in unexpected ways. Why? Because you're no longer fighting against the universe. You're no longer trying to bend reality to your will through force. You're dancing with reality. You're co-creating with the universe. You're allowing yourself to be used as an instrument through which the divine can work. I often say, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And nowhere is this more true than in manifestation. When you change the way you look at manifestation from something you have to force to something you allow, manifestation itself changes. It becomes natural, organic, effortless. But there's something else you need to understand. When I say relax and let the universe manifest for you, I'm not saying ignore the physical world. I'm not saying don't take action. I'm saying take inspired action, not desperate action. What's the difference? Inspired action feels good. It feels aligned. It feels like a natural next step. It energizes you rather than depletes you. Desperate action feels forced. It feels like you're pushing a boulder uphill. It exhausts you because you're moving from fear rather than faith. So you relax, you align, you get into that state of allowing, and then you listen. You pay attention to the nudges, the intuitions, the synchronicities, and when you feel genuinely inspired to do something, you do it. Not because you're trying to make something happen, but because you're following the flow, you're responding to the universe's guidance. This is the dance. This is the partnership. You set the intention. You align your energy. You relax into trust. And then you move when inspired, rest when guided, and trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even when you can't see the whole picture. Let me tell you something about timing, divine timing. Your ego has a timeline. Your soul has a different timeline. And the universe has perfect timing that serves your highest evolution, not just your immediate desires. When you're forcing and pushing and trying to make things happen on your timeline, you're operating from ego. And ego is limited. Ego can only see from one perspective. Ego doesn't know what's best for you in the grand scheme of things. Ego just wants what it wants when it wants it. But your higher self, your soul, the universe, they see the bigger picture. They know what you need to learn before you can handle what you're asking for. They know what needs to fall away before something better can arrive. They know the perfect sequence of events that will lead not just to getting what you want, but to becoming who you need to be. So when you relax and trust the timing, you're not giving up. You're actually accessing wisdom far greater than your limited perspective. You're allowing the intelligence of the universe to orchestrate things in a way your mind could never plan. And here's what I've witnessed countless times. When you let go of your timeline and trust divine timing, things often show up faster than if you had tried to force them, because you're no longer in your own way. You're no longer blocking the flow with your anxiety and need for control. You're open, you're receptive, you're ready. But even more importantly, when things show up in divine timing, they're perfect. They're exactly what you need. They're often better than what you originally asked for, because the universe doesn't just give you what you want, it gives you what serves your highest good. There's a phrase I love, let go and let God. For some people that resonates. For others it might be, let go and let the universe, let go and let life, let go and trust. Whatever words work for you, the principle is the same. You release the grip, you open your hands, you stop trying to control everything, and you trust that there's an intelligence at work that knows what it's doing. This doesn't mean you become passive. This doesn't mean you stop having desires or goals or dreams. It means you hold them lightly. It means you're clear about what you want, but flexible about how it arrives. It means you take action when inspired, but rest when needed. It means you show up fully, but without attachment to outcomes. This is mastery. This is spiritual maturity. This is what it means to live in the world, but not be of the world. To have desires, but not be enslaved by them. To work toward goals, but remain at peace, regardless of results. And I promise you this, when you master this way of being, when you truly learn to relax and let the universe manifest for you, your life will transform in ways you can't even imagine right now. Not because you suddenly get everything you want, but because you stop needing external things to feel complete, you find peace, joy, abundance, love, success inside yourself first. And then naturally, effortlessly, without struggle, those things begin to show up in your external reality as well. Because here's the ultimate truth. You are not a separate self trying to extract things from an indifferent universe. You are the universe itself, experiencing itself in a temporary human form. And the universe doesn't withhold from itself. It flows. It creates. It manifests. It expresses. It's doing that through you right now, in this very moment. Your only job is to get out of the way, to relax the grip of your ego, to trust the intelligence within you, to align with the flow rather than fight against it, to allow rather than force, to be rather than do. So right now, in this moment, I invite you to just let go. Whatever you've been gripping so tightly, release it. Whatever you've been trying so hard to control, surrender it. Whatever you've been forcing, allow its space to unfold naturally. Take another deep breath. Feel yourself relaxing even deeper. Feel the tension leaving your body. Feel yourself opening to possibility. Feel yourself trusting that the universe has your back, that everything is working out, that you are supported, guided, loved, and held. You don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to make it all happen. You don't have to force or control or manipulate. You just have to be who you truly are, a spiritual being with infinite creative power, and let that truth express through you naturally, easily, joyfully. The universe wants to give you everything. It wants to manifest through you, as you, for you. Your desires are not random. They're the universe calling you toward your highest expression. And the fastest way to fulfill them is not through struggle, but through surrender, not through force, but through flow, not through tension, but through trust. So relax, let go, allow, trust, and watch as the universe begins to manifest things for you in ways more perfect, more beautiful, more magical than you could have ever orchestrated yourself. This is the way. This is the path. This is how you create a life of ease, flow, and miraculous manifestation. Not by doing more, but by being more. Not by trying harder, but by trusting deeper. Not by forcing outcomes, but by aligning with the natural creative power that's been within you all along. You are ready for this. You are capable of this. And it starts right now with this breath, with this choice, with this decision to relax and let the universe manifest anything and everything for you. Trust it, allow it, receive it. You are so deeply loved, so fully supported, so completely held by a universe that wants nothing more than to express its infinite abundance through your beautiful, unique life. Relax now. Let it happen. Your life is about to become more magical than you ever imagined possible.